When I heard about the cattle, I've only taken one vacation in my life, and we were going to New Mexico skiing. And so I called this friend of mine and told him that these cattle were for sale and the ranch and the whole works. It was too big a deal for me, so he had some investors at his house, and I told him I was going to Red River, New Mexico, and I'd be there in about the next day sometime, and to call him if he did anything. So when I got there at the motel, I gave him the number. She said I had a phone call from my friend Floyd Moore, which was in the auction business, and he had some investors, and he told me they bought the ranch cattle and everything. And then he told me that he'd sell me the cattle and all the cattle and the brand and the ranch name.
Welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. Today we'll visit one of the world's leading Brahman cattle ranches, V8 Ranch, located in Hungerford, Texas, winner of the 2012 BIF Seed Stock Producer of the Year. If you haven't heard of this small Texas town or even Brahman cattle, you're in for a real treat today. Here in the U.S., Brahman cattle are known for their role in crossbreeding in the southern part of the country. But worldwide, more than 2/3 of beef producers need cattle that can thrive in tropical conditions. And that's where Brahman cattle and V8 Ranch are making an impact. In fact, last year, cattle from V8 bloodlines were born in every continent except Antarctica. This 8th generation Texas ranching family is working hard to raise quality Brahman cattle, and we'll meet them on today's show. Stay with us.
Performance, carcass quality, eye appeal, and a reputation for quality have made V8 Ranch a leader in the Brahman breed. Using V8 bulls and females in your crossbreeding program can add efficiency, hybrid vigor, and quality, especially for cattlemen in the Gulf Coast region. We'll be offering top donor females, bred heifers, and rare semen in our upcoming online sale held September 7th through 8th at v8ranch.com. We also have bulls for sale private treaty at the ranch. V8 cattle are backed by 70 years of quality, integrity, and customer service. Go online to see our offering or request a catalog. V8 Ranch. Excellence in Brahman cattle since 1944.
We bought the V8 Ranch in 1971. Mr. Howard Parker at Center, Texas, and I found out about it a week before Christmas, and he wanted to sell them and be paid and be through before the end of the year.
V8 Ranch is a Brahman, Shorthorn, and commercial cattle operation in Hungerford, Texas. The ranch was originally founded in 1944 by an automobile dealer who named his ranch after the V8 engine. Current ranch owners Sloan and Molly Williams purchased the ranch in 1971, and ever since have worked with their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren to build a family ranch known around the world for their quality Brahman cattle.
My son really liked cattle, and he was in high school playing football, and my daughter kind of went to horse ride. We had horses too, and she handled the horse deal. It was one of the better Brahman ranches in the United States, and there were 3 ranches were bigger than them, but their cattle were good cattle, and I knew it, and so we bought them, and then we needed some more bulls, and I bought some bulls from different people. I borrowed some bulls from J.D. Hudgens, which my wife is kin to them, And Miss Dad Gudgeons loaned me some bulls, and then we bought some bulls from U.S. Sugar Corporation.
The folks at V8 Ranch have more than just a background in purebred cattle, though. They also operate a large-scale commercial operation, which at one time numbered more than 8,000 head. They use purebred Brahman cattle in a crossbreeding program where they retain ownership through the feedlot stage on purebred Brahman steers.
Here at V8 Ranch, we have approximately 350 purebred Brahman cows that we use strictly for purebred production. Within our purebred program, we have about 300 recipient cows that are involved in a very intensive embryo transfer program. We calve our embryo calves out in January, March, April, and May, September, October, and November. 2 calving seasons to kind of help us have something to sell year-round. We also have another herd of approximately 150 purebred Brahman cows that we use for F1 production, where we breed those cows to Hereford bulls, Angus bulls, and Shorthorn bulls. Every female that's produced from that F1 program goes into our commercial herd. A lot of people don't realize that we do have a very large commercial operation here within the V8. And we feel that commercial experience and using our genetics within that system gives us pretty good experience on how our cattle perform in the commercial setting. 75% of those females are true F1 females, whether they be Brahman Hereford cross or Brahman Angus cross. Those females for the very first calf are mated to low birth weight Angus or Brangus bulls. Every calf that they'll have after that will be sired by a Charolais bull. We feel it's very important to produce the best quality animal we can possibly produce because not only are these cattle, these Brahman cattle that we're breeding, going to go out to work here in the southern United States along the Gulf Coast, but they're also going to go into tropical and subtropical regions throughout the world. And those tropical and subtropical regions where we're sending these genetics make up the majority of the cattle population worldwide. So if we can not only improve our cattle here in the United States to be competitive with the other breeds here that are more common here in the United States, and we can make those cattle perform and do well worldwide, I think we make more of an impact. With that being said, 84% of our bull sales here are to cattlemen here in the U.S. 54% of our bull sales go to commercial cattlemen, whether they're breeding them to Hereford females, Angus females to make F1s, or any other English or European breed to make those really nice F1 females. Along with the reputation that V8 Ranch has had for the 70 plus years that they've been in business, one of the things that makes me most proud about being involved in V8 Ranch now is the focus on quality. Not necessarily just the quality of the animal themselves as far as eye appeal, which is important to us, but the added benefits of the selection pressures that we have for low birth weight, high growth, and even the carcass value in these Brahman cattle that we're continually trying to improve and strive for.
Superior's Country Page is the go-to marketplace if you're in need of buying or selling cattle right now. The Country Page offers feeders, cows, bred stock, and more. Cattle ranchers like the Country Page because it's easy to use. Cattle have a set asking price, and then you have the ability to bid at your own pace. Superior's Country Page also has 24/7 customer service to help you find what you're looking for. Call Superior today and see how the Country Page can help you.
Beef Quality Assurance is your consumer-friendly story. Becoming BQA certified allows you to share your story and ensure customers that we're responsibly raising a safe, wholesome, and healthy beef supply. The checkoff-funded BQA program equips you with the best management practices for handling cattle, tending to their health and taking care of the environment. And now, thanks to a partnership with Behringer Ingelheim, you and your employees can earn a free BQA certification online from September 15th to November 20th. Visit bqa.org today.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. Since 1944, V8 Ranch has focused their breeding program around cow families, with their entire herd tracing back to 10 cow families used in line breeding for quality. This strict focus has helped the ranch establish a reputation worldwide for excellence in Brahman cattle. Driving through the pastures at V8, you'll find some of the most beautiful Brahman females worldwide. Each year, hundreds of Brahman breeders and commercial cattlemen choose V8 Brahman cattle because they offer the total package: fertility, performance, carcass quality, and eye appeal.
Well, we're looking at a cow that's going to be functional. She's going to have some durability to her. She's going to be structurally sound, where she can move and travel and be productive out in the pasture. We want a cow that's going to be easy fleshing. At V8 Ranch, we want a cow that's going to show femininity, that when you look at her, you know she's a cow. You can see that femininity that she has, and has that V8 look that we've bred for 50, 60 years. And she's going to have to be a cow that raises a good calf every year, gives adequate milk, has a good disposition about her, and has some longevity and durability, maintains herself, good on her feet and legs. And you can line breed those cattle and concentrate those good traits, because anytime you line breed, you're going to also concentrate the bad characteristics. So you have to have a superior animal to start with, or you don't need to be line breeding. But if you do have some traits that you've bred in these cattle through the years, and that you know those cattle are solid, and every animal has some faults, but they would have cattle that would have less faults. Those are the ones we try to concentrate. I breed lots of, when we have a real good donor cow, we flush her to 7 or 8 different bulls, because in our mind, we're trying to get a herd of, or say a group of females that are maybe all half sisters out of one great cow with maybe 6 or 7 bulls. And then we'll breed those half sisters maybe to their half brothers that are out of that same cow. But we do a lot of line breeding in our cattle.
While a lot of breeders are able to master one specific area, performance, efficiency, carcass, V8 takes pride in producing cattle that master all of these and still maintain eye appeal. Because of that, the ranch has bred or owned 55 national or international grand champions and have 30 trait leaders listed in the ABBA sire summary. These accomplishments are very important to their customers, both in the U.S. and throughout the world.
From the get-go in 1961, since we purchased this herd, there's really been about 4 criteria that we've used. They've had to be out of a cow that had, if we kept a replacement heifer, it had to be out of a cow that had a regular calving interval. In other words, a cow that calved every year, unless you had flushed her and interrupted her because that was a man-made deal. That calf had to get up and nurse, so you're ensured that that dam had a good bag. She had to index over 100 on weaning weight. In the old days, you had weaning weight. Now you can set your parameters at EPDs. And fourthly, she has to have the look and the physical characteristics that we like. So we've selected those cows for years and years with those criteria in our mind. And if they failed on one of those, particularly if they failed on, we had to nurse that calf because the dam had a bad udder, that knocks them out the first thing, no matter how good they are. They've got to be out of cows that had beautiful udders. And if you come and look at our cows, and I try to show people, whether they're coming to buy one animal or 101, I try to tell them, let's go look at the cows and look at the udders. We don't have every one of them perfect, but we've got most of them pretty nice uddered. Yeah, I like showing. Most people would say Jim Williams likes showing, but that's just one of the tools to use. But the shows give you a chance to exhibit your animals where everybody can see them. I've had people tell me before, I think I've got a bull that could win that Houston show. I tell them, you need to be showing that bull. If you have a bull that can win Houston, you need to get him out there. But people like the social aspect of shows. It's a lot of comradeship there. And it's the most expensive way to promote your cattle, but probably one of the best.
Steve and Nancy Martin from Brenham, Texas, have a long family history of excellence in Texas cattle ranching and quarter horses. They also operate South Texas Tack, one of Texas' largest Western retail stores. They're purebred and commercial producers with high expectations for quality in all their business ventures.
About 20 years ago, I was actually wanting to start my own herd as a teenager, and a really good family friend recommended that we go down to V8 Ranch. So I loaded up and went down there with some of our friends one day, and they introduced me to Jim and Sloan Williams, and Jim and Sloan took me around in their pickup truck and showed me a lot of beautiful heifers and some bulls that were prospects for something for me to start my herd. And that was the first experience I had with the V8 Ranch.
V8's unique, we feel, is one, they're really focused on cow families. And with our background on the horses, we're strictly focused on the maternal side and the mares. And when we met V8, when I got involved and met V8, I realized that was really the focus, was cow families and the future and where the cattle business is going to go. And part of V8 that's so unique to us is you can plug into any part of their program that you feel that you're interested in, and they'll let you in on the best of the best. If you walk in and you have a relationship, because we feel like the relationships are so important, and you build a relationship, you can be partners with them, you can buy them outright. There's a lot of opportunities at V8, and the cattle are tremendous. You know, for us in this part of the world, Brahman cattle just make the most sense. We got in it years ago, we weren't quite sure what direction we were going to go with our cattle. Bought some really nice cows, V8 cows, knew that they were good enough obviously for commercial herd, and realized with the help of V8 and putting the right kind of bulls on a V8 bulls, we could be in the seed stock business.
For many, many years, our family's been in the cattle business, and we've had a lot of relationships, but the relationship that we have with V8 is a special one. They treat you so well, and they give you knowledge that you can't get anywhere else.
The Martins have found tremendous success in their Brahman and commercial cattle program in the past 5 years. They own the 2015 International Champion Brahman Female and 2014 Reserve National Champion Brahman Female with V8 Ranch. They also won the Grand Champion Pen of Commercial Heifers at the Houston Livestock Show with their V8 Influence crossbred cattle. Producing high-quality Brahman cattle for commercial cattlemen is V8's main priority, so traits like fertility, low birth weight, high performance, good dispositions, and carcass merit are important to them. In a recent Brahman carcass evaluation, 9 out of the top 10 highest indexing steers were from V8 Ranch. We'll look into what makes V8 bulls so popular with commercial cattlemen when we return. You're watching The American Rancher. Don't go away.
The wait is over. Superior Livestock is now offering an online store where you can buy everything Superior. From ball caps, vests, jackets, gloves, and more, Superior's online store has what you're looking for. Plenty to choose from for men and women, whether you're shopping for yourself or in need of that perfect gift. Go online today at superiorlivestock.com and click on our online store. You'll be glad you did.
As one of the NCBA's top 20 largest seed stock producers, V8 Ranch supplies bulls to cattlemen throughout the world for crossbreeding. To them, the most important traits to offer in a Brahman bull are fertility, soundness, a good disposition, a low birth weight, and carcass quality. V8 bulls fit these criteria and more.
What kind of sets V8 Ranch apart is not only, of course, we've had great success in the show ring and all of our national champions and international champions that we've exhibited through the year. What sets V8 Ranch apart, with the added eye appeal that we have, we take all these different measurements and focus on low birth weight and growth traits and as well as the carcass traits. V8 Ranch is a leader within the Brahman breed, not only here in the U.S. but worldwide for the performance traits. We're very dominant within the carcass traits as well. The last few years we've really been focusing on carcass and in trying to improve the carcass within the Brahman cattle. And what we found out as we started ultrasounding all of our sale bulls and bulls that we keep for ourselves and even all of our replacement females, by ultrasounding we found that we do pretty good. We've ultrasounded several hundred head of animals in the last few years, and the percent IMF that we found on average within our herd is right around the area of 3.5% IMF. We've been able to focus on and identify the bloodlines that do perform well carcass-wise. Coupled with the ultrasound that we do, each year we also send a group of steers to Graham Land and Cattle as part of the American Brahman Breeders Association Carcass Evaluation Program. We've fed more steers than any other ranch, and the last few years we've almost dominated that program. In 2013, we had 9 of the top 10 high-indexing steers. We also had the 5 top-indexing sire groups were either V8 bulls or bulls that we used.
Sweet Lake Land and Oil Company operates a large-scale commercial cattle operation with locations in Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma. They want bulls that can work in a variety of environments, but they also retain ownership through the feedlot, so they place a high importance on performance and carcass quality.
We like V8 cattle because they produce the right combination of a bull that's got good style, muscle, maternal traits, and carcass quality that cross very well with our purebred Angus in producing an F1 Brangus female that's got the right look with good style, straight lines, natural muscle and maternal traits, and that we are using as our base for our replacement herd here in the Gulf Coast of Louisiana.
Customers like Sweet Lake want a bull that gives them the total package. Beefy bulls that can cover cows, add performance, have low birth weights, good dispositions, and will add or maintain carcass quality and still have a good look to them. And for these reasons, commercial cattlemen keep coming back to V8 year after year for their bulls.
Starting a profitable family business, supporting a lifestyle, and pursuing a career in agriculture are the top 3 reasons why cattlemen become Lumix dealers.
Being a Lumix dealer gives me the flexibility to run my own business, make my own business choices, work with some great cattle producers, as well as help them have a successful livestock operation.
Build you and your family's future with the industry's leading free choice liquid supplement dealer network.
Welcome back to the American Rancher. The V8 family is proud of their cattle's accomplishments, but more proud of their family. Today, the 3rd and 4th generation are looking to honor the past while positioning V8 as the world's leading Brahman cattle operation for the future. Here's more on our story.
We've got real good people that work for us, and we've been blessed to have good people through the years, and that's one of the things that makes us successful. And we have different people do different things, but when we need help in one area, everybody's got to pitch in. Everybody helps each other.
As far as the future of V8 Ranch goes, I'm very confident and feel very optimistic about the future that we have, mainly because of the foundation that was laid before us by Mr. Sloan and Miss Molly and Mr. Jim. And you know, the 70+ years that V8 Ranch has been involved in the Brahman business, and then the 40+ years that the family itself, our family has been involved in the Brahman business. I think the work that's been put into it, the love of the cattle, the love of the breed, the love of the cattle industry in general, and the risks that were taken back in '71 when Mr. Sloan and Miss Molly made the purchase. You know, that's a pretty big undertaking that most people, most ordinary people wouldn't be willing to do, and they were willing to do it, took on the task, and have been extremely successful with it, getting us to the point that where we are now.
Looking into the future, I'd like for them to continue the ranch and continue breeding good cattle, and be honest, and you just keep on going like we're going.
V8 Ranch will hold their annual female sale September 7th and 8th through an online auction. The demand for V8 females is so high that their heifers are sold off a waiting list straight off the cow. This sale is the only opportunity to buy bred cows or pairs from V8 Ranch. Their Brahman bulls are designed for crossbreeding and are sold private treaty at the ranch or in their annual spring bull sale held each April. They will also be offering their spring-born heifers this October in a unique new style. Visit v8ranch.com to see their offering in their September sale and learn more about their private treaty sales throughout the year. We'd like to thank V8 Ranch and all of our guests for an informative show and a close look at beef production. To know us better, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, and we also invite you to check us out on Facebook. I'm Pam Minnick. For the entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.